Hello everyone, Alan HD here, and welcome to episode 4 of my career mode series. We're getting things started here right away by just advancing a little bit, and here we'll get a pretty key email, and we see there that Louis Muriel accepted our transfer offer, or our contract offer, which is great news. And we get a transfer offer for Behrami from Borussia Mönchengladbach, and they put in a pretty decent price for him, but I counter offer, even though I probably should have taken that considering I don't use Behrami that often. But I go into team management, and right away I replace Vargas with Muriel. I'm starting to really dislike Vargas. Before I didn't mind him, thought he was an average player, but now I'm actually starting to dislike him. And I think Cavani and Muriel will be a great striker partnership up top in the 3-5-2. And I was looking through my squad, and I realized that I'm kind of lacking in the center defensive mid spot. So I'll go to the transfer list. Not much time left in the transfer window, but I go look and I search for CMs, and that's kind of the thing I don't like about career mode. You can't search specific center mid positions like center attacking mid or center defensive mid, but first of all I find this guy Fernando. He's one of those players that's generated. He's not actually a player, I don't believe, but he has a pretty high price, and he actually is a really solid player. He doesn't have a stat under 70 in his physicals, and he's 75 rated in 20. And next we get Frimpong from Arsenal, and he's a little bit cheaper, 72 rated, 20 years old, has great potential, and we put in a pretty decent offer for him. And next we find Obora Nwanko. He's 70 rated, so the lowest rated out of the 3 center defensive mids that I put an offer in for. But I also put in an offer for him, and hopefully I'll snatch up either one or two of these guys, because my center defensive mids right now, they're both center mids and they push way too far up for my liking, and that kind of leaves the defense exposed in the 3-5-2. And you see right there, the counteroffer did not fly with Borussia Mönchengladbach, and they reject my counteroffer for Behrami, and I should have accepted the first offer. And for Fernando, they are looking for $8.5 million, and I offered 7.5, so I just give it to him because he's a player I'm really interested in, 75 rated, 20 years old. And Frimpong accepts the transfer offer right away, and I give him exactly what he wanted in his contract, like I do with most players. I tend not to overpay players because they usually just take too much money, and if you give them what they want, they'll usually accept it. And Nwanko rejects my transfer offer, so I send them a $4 million counter offer. And hopefully, like I said before, I pick up one or two of these guys. They'd really help, and all 3 of them, I made sure that in their little window they showed great potential. And Frimpong right there is the first to accept the contract offer, gave him exactly what he wanted, and he accepted right away, no question about it. And then Nwanko, he accepts the $4 million transfer offer that we just put in for him, and again I give him exactly what he wanted. And our funds are getting a little low. You saw there that for our weekly salaries we only have $50,000 left. But a weird thing happened with my El Gato here. I had a little cup match, but it skipped it, and for some reason it didn't record, and it was really strange, but I did win 3-0. And you saw that email. Muriel gets injured in his first game for us. So I guess it's back to Vargas. But on a higher note, we have Frimpong, and we put him in for Inler in the right defensive mid spot. And I'm looking forward to trying him out because he seems like a great player. He looks like he has quite a bit of potential, and he's a pretty strong guy. Not that pacey, but really good for a center defensive mid. And you see there we get tournament prize money for winning that tournament that the El Gato did not record. And Fernando accepts our transfer offer, and I put in a contract offer for him, but for some reason the bid for Nwankwo is rejected, even though I gave him exactly what he wanted. But I decided to give him a little more, gave him 17 million, and listed him as a squad rotation player, gave him a 4-year contract, and I'm pretty confident that I'll take this because I was giving him more than he was asking for. But you see there, our next game is against Palermo, and that's a pretty interesting game. It's not that exciting, but it's pretty interesting to say the least. And you see there, Nwankwo accepts our transfer offer finally after our strange rejection that first time around. I had to offer him 17,000, which was only 2,000 more than I offered him before, but you know, one of those weird FIFA things. 2,000 did the trick, so it doesn't bother me that much. And I put in Nwankwo for Behrami because he was a center attacking mid, I think, and he was getting way too far up the pitch, and he again was leaving the defense exposed. And you see there, taking forever to get to this Palermo game. So many interruptions in the simulating. And this episode is a little longer, like I promised you guys. And the next one will also be a bit longer. And I realize the series has been moving slowly. This is the first actual league game, and we're 4 episodes in, so I can tell you that later on in the series we do pick up the pace. Starting with the next episode, we play a few games, so look out for that one. And next episode is actually when I put up the difficulty to world class, crank it up a little bit. And here we're coming up against Palermo. They're a pretty strong side, 2 pacey attackers with Mikoli and Fernandez, and I have no idea how Vargas missed that shot. That would have made the game so different if he just made that simple little cutback. But Fernandez here, actually Mikoli finds a little room, and he scores with a really, really nice goal. He seemed a little off balance, but he put it away really nicely, and that's how the game ended, 1-0, and I wasn't happy with that result. Losing our first league game did not fly well with me, and I felt pretty noobish because I was playing on professional and I was dominating all these teams, and then I lose 1-0 in my first league game. A little bit embarrassing, but I do get an offer here for Vargas, and I was kind of happy to see this because Vargas was a player that I was starting not to like, and the money I would have got for him would be nice. The little 11 million or the 14.5 million I countered offered with. And you see there, it's transfer deadline day, and I don't really pick up anyone for transfer deadline day. I do accept their 12 million counter offer because I realize it'd be nice to get Vargas off of my team. Don't like him as a player at all. He has really solid stats, but he does not meet up to them in game at all. I can tell you that. And I go into the transfer list here, and for some reason I decided to search up center mids again. And I think I was looking for a center attacking mid, maybe to sub in for Bell Honda, or maybe I have no idea. But I do look, and there's some actually nice center mids cheaper than I thought they would be. Like Pirlo, he was cheaper than I thought he would be. And I fast forward here during transfer deadline day because I really don't need to buy anyone. I bought everyone I needed pretty much in these 4 episodes, and we haven't played that many games. But I want to apologize here for not uploading yesterday. Had a lot going on. I was feeling pretty sick. Maybe you can still hear it in my voice, but it was not a really good day for me, and I had the video edited and everything, but it was just not happening. And that's the end of this episode, guys. Look forward to next episode. I'll have a lot more games, and we'll start progressing quicker. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.